you thought was awful? Same game. How about Myles Garrett, who is just on an absolute tear? Sack. He's going to break the record on the Browns. I mean, this is just awful. I mean, it hurts my heart to realize, like, if games are going to be Sunday at noon, right? Like, it's going to be like, there are going to be 8 people watching, and God love him. The guy is going to, he is playing at a rate like no one else that I've seen.
Hold on. He said 8 people watching. I was calling him.
That's right.
So
there was 3 of you.
My mom, my brother, my wife.
Your brother didn't watch because he was mad about the fantasy league. He didn't watch it.
Myles Garrett. I didn't start watching until Shedeur came in the game. That's when we all started.
I want to get back to Myles Garrett.
Yeah, go say that.
I believe that Myles Garrett, if he were on a competitive team, we'd be having conversations about him being one of the best, if not the best, defensive player of all time.
Ooh.
That's the type of conversations we would have.
Yeah.
But he needs playoff moments.
Right.
That man ain't. If he had 1 or 2 good runs in the playoffs,
Right.
we would be talking about him the way we talk about Aaron Donald and Lawrence Taylor. Like, this is one of the best we've ever seen.
Clearly.
How do you sack Lamar Jackson 4 times in one
It was
game?
3 in the first half.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Nobody sacks that guy.
He had 5 against the Patriots, and that was with them chipping,
Tripling
double teaming, doing everything they possibly could.
Poor Will Campbell.
It makes the point.
He had a rough day.
He had 5 sacks against the Patriots. The Browns lost. He had 4 sacks against the Ravens. The Browns lost.
Yeah.
You lose. How do you lose a game where one guy has 5 sacks?
What they do.
It's awful.
It's just horrible. So it is. It's well put. It was an awful thing to watch, and he really would be. He'd be in the conversation. Come, and here's the first. If someone were to say Josh Allen is on his way to repeating as MVP this season, would that be an overreaction?
It would, and I understand why someone would overreact to the game he had Sunday when they helped J-Mac win his fantasy league against his brother. But it's just too inconsistent this year, and it just doesn't feel like the MVP award is always like sort of forefront of that. He could get there, but right now I think it would go to Drake May or Matthew Stafford or
Tar Heel.
Taylor.
It's an interesting race this year. It'll probably be decided the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes it's easy to forget how early we still are in all of this. Speaking of the different era, would that be an overreaction?
It would be an overreaction. They look great. It would be an overreaction to a 2-point victory in which the other team turned it over 4 times. But look, that Rams team that won the Super Bowl 4 years ago had, Cooper Kupp having one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen by a receiver or really any player. They added Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. Around the trade deadline. I need to see more from this Rams team, but that looks outstanding.
Fair enough.
To put them there.
But Jeff turned them over. But their defense is playing good. Those teams, they got the most balance right now of those squads.
Right on the Colts.
And then let's do one more. Let's do Kansas City. If someone were to say, hey, Graziano, the Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs, is that an overreaction?
Like a team that, frankly belongs in the playoffs. They're just not playing that well. They hung with Denver, which I guess it is impressive. Denver's got the best record in the league, but they used to win these games, and they're not winning them.
Right. The Chiefs are not about hanging with anyone.
Exactly.
The Chiefs are about winning. And at the end of the day, look, if you're going to lose faith, this is the time to lose faith. Their last 2 games, statement game, Buffalo, lose that one.
Yeah.
Bye week. Andy Reid never loses off a bye week. Statement game, Denver. They lose that one too. And to Graz's point, the Broncos just look like the better team.
Yeah, and they've been in these games close at the end, and you expect the difference to be there, to be the most clutch quarterback we've ever had in Patrick Mahomes to come through in those situations. And you expect Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo to dial up the right blitzes at the right time. They aren't getting those plays yet. And when you look at how many games they have left in the wild card tiebreakers that they do not have, like, they're in a real bad spot. They may be able to lose one more game of the remaining few, which they lose coming up against the Colts, which is a formidable opponent, the best team in the AFC, right, or second best if you're giving it to the Broncos. It's a tough spot.
It's important for people to understand what we're saying. We are not putting anything past the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Kansas City Chiefs, capable of anything. However, they are not winning these clutch games that they always win. And that is alarming because the magic has to come back.
It's not just that, though. The math is starting to work against them. They've lost all the teams that they would need to win tiebreakers against. I'm going to say this. If they lose to the Colts this weekend, they're basically done. They're this close to done. You could put anything you want, not past them. Can Patrick Mahomes? They cannot elevate a team from outside the playoffs when they mathematically have no chance to get back in. There's too many teams that are too far ahead of them. But they're still favored to win all these games.
That's what's crazy to me is they're favored. You know, 6. I mean, I don't get it. Like of the 4, go to this. Himbo and I talked about this morning. Denver, Buffalo, Philly, and the Chargers. Those 4 games, the Chiefs had led 11 minutes of all 4. 11 minutes, right? Like, when do we talk about the
when it's over? Like until it's over mathematically.
Yeah,
we can't count them.
It's such a hard conversation because you. The truth is, you're betting on Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
That's the facts of it, right? Spag's going to put a great defense out there, but you're betting on those guys figuring it out. And right now, neither of those guys are in their bag and playing their best.
And
that's a problem.
And it's because we've seen it. And now, to you guys' point, you look at the tiebreakers, and we're looking at the Chargers, who's already beat them. We're looking at the Jaguars, who already beat them. But then you ask yourself the question, if it comes down to from this point in the season, moving forward, who do I have more faith and more hope in that's going to go on a run and be able to make the playoffs? Do I think the Chargers are going to sustain with their offensive line issues? Do I believe in Trevor Lawrence that he's going to continue and get the Jags in the playoffs? Or do I think that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to go on a run and be able to withstand and pass those teams? Those just 2 teams to be able to make the they have the passing, but that's why we still believe it, because we believe in those teams more.
That game they gave away against Jacksonville on that Monday night could wind up keeping them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, and we look at, I think to your point, it's a good one that you're making, J-Mac, is like the ESPN analytics still suggest, and we talk about analytics like it's a nerd computer somewhere, but that computer got feelings. If it's saying that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are still the favorite, it is not going off of only statistical analysis. Even a computer's scared of Patrick.
I do think they should be playing better than they are, especially on offense. Like, they felt like this year's offense was going to be a real one as opposed to the one that kind of limped through the last couple. But
the last thing that I think is important is like the rest of the teams in the AFC really want the Colts to win this week. Because as much as we talk about as much as we point out all the flaws that the Chiefs have and all these teams, they saw them get blown out in the Super Bowl. They're not scared of them anymore. Don't nobody want to see them in January.
Don't give them a chance to activate. You want them out of the playoffs.
Get them when they're struggling. When they're struggling.
It feels like a must-win for Kansas City before Thanksgiving. Who would have thought we'd be having that conversation? The next one involves Dak and the Cowboys making a late